Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays in the Kurfürst, a tier 10 German battleship. I'm on the map North, 3-point domination day. It's a tier 10 battle, very few tier 10s though, quite a few tier 8s. So nice matchmaking except for the submarine. Yeah, there had to be a problem, right? Speaking of problems, there seems to be a shimmer that ventured quite far, and now it's trying to smoke up inside my hydro. Probably not the smartest move, or the most useful move, because I could use that to go undetected myself. If I, were not shooting. Now I'm switching to high explosive here, because it's quite obvious that I'm gonna engage this shimmer. Now this is a tricky spot to be in, right? I have this island here as covered. The shimmer can't just YOLO in if it wants to. I'm preparing my high explosive, hopefully to deal with it quickly. Also, there doesn't seem to be anybody else able to shoot it. Possibly the Brest or the Richelieu if it comes around, but mostly this is just going to be me. Now, it's inside its smoke screen, right? It can't see me. So my secondaries can shoot it now without me getting detected. And now it sees me. Now I fire. And now it's basically gone. Yep, that's a very good start. This could have gone wrong in so many ways, but it didn't. Now also switching back to armor piercing. So I'm not sure why the shimmer pushed so far into this channel, right? This is sort of a death trap. It's very hard to turn a ship around in such a narrow space, so you're kind of committed when you come in here. And the shimmer had no idea what was waiting for it. What was waiting for it was a Kurfürst. So that's a good start. Now speaking of Kurfürst, there's an enemy one. I'm gonna get a salvo in. He's getting a good salvo back. I was way too broadside here, obviously. But it's okay, I'm in the process of angling. Now here though, here comes Viper. Now, the enemy shimmer has failed into YOLOing a Kurfürst, but Viper's obviously a true professional, so we will see how he does. Meanwhile, nobody is contesting C. We do have some forces here today. Unfortunately, our ships are congregating here between A and B and are not so helpful today. Well, I don't know. I'd like him to go slightly more in that direction. Now Viper is pulling off his YOLO, and yeah, he did a lot better than the shimmer. Well, I guess after Viper saw the shimmer fail, he was like, I'm gonna show them how it's done. Well, good start. Now, we do have a Moskva and a Neptune here. The Neptune is most likely inside the smoke screen. Now, I can't see it, but I could wait if this... Well, we still see shots coming from over there. So the Neptune is still somewhere. And once the smoke disperses, I might be able to see it. There is also potentially a Monarch pushing through the 9 line that I could shoot as well. So I'm just gonna be patient here and wait, right? Either the Neptune is gonna appear or the Monarch is pushing around. Or maybe neither of those things happen and I'm wasting my time, but I'm willing to wait here a little bit. Our forces are now more interested in A again, so good job them. They might actually be grabbing A there if you're lucky. Okay, there is a Moskva raider. Now the problem with this raider... Oh, there's the Neptune. So the problem is the Neptune might be torping and it's disappearing. I tried to get some shells in, but they're going to go into that mountain. And that was actually a shame, because if I had not shot, then I would have been able to shoot a broadside Moskva here and possibly death strike it. Now I need to move forward, because the Neptune could have torped through this channel. Don't have a hydro ready right now. So I need to go forward enough that those torps will pass by. And I'm really regretting having tried to shoot that Neptune. If I'd known this Moskva would just push in, then, well, this Moskva would have been in a lot of hurt. Now, of course, Moskva itself doesn't have torpedoes, it's inside my secondaries, and even though it angled, I still got a nice hit in it. So this Moskva's times are numbered. Here is the fish from the Neptune that I was afraid about. Moskva even ate a fish there. Yeah, the Moskva is going down nicely, and that was only one hit. Gans, why you troll me so much? Now, interestingly enough, now the Neptune is pushing in. Neptune is showing broadside. The Moskva is also kinda turning broadside. I could try to finish off the Moskva here. I'm shooting the Neptune because Neptunes are easier to citadel in general. An overmatch. So I was hoping to get a good shot here into that Neptune. Well, I didn't. I'm not sure if I should have tried the Moskva instead. Now the Neptune also has a smokescreen, mind you, right? So the Neptune could disappear here. While the Moskva really can't. Well, it can run away, which it does. But yeah, you see that Neptune is now smoking up. So my theory is still we want to sink that Neptune before it manages to disappear here. And we'll try this time. Yeah, that works. RNG has to work sometime, right? Now, Neptune's hopes were dodged. It's also one of the reasons why I'm here going a little bit forward. And why I couldn't just reverse here some more to keep secondaries going on the Moskva. Now it looks like that Moskva has escaped and we don't actually have a ship here to shoot it, which is a shame. It's such a low health Moskva. So quite a few things could have gone better there if I had opened up against that Moskva earlier. For example. But you know, we got the Neptune, the Moskva is almost dead. So I'd say could have gone a lot worse too. Now I'm radared here. Not really the biggest problem, I suppose. I was hoping I could shoot at Monarch. There wasn't an opportunity. Now, I wanna stop the force pushing through C. Or, well, around C. But obviously I'm a fat ship and there was no easy way to turn around. So what I'm doing is I'm going forward and then I'm gonna turn left and I'm gonna come around this island. Because honestly I think it's the fastest way to face the ships at sea. If I'd tried some weird reversing stuff, that would take way too long. Now our forces have taken A, they've been doing a good job here now. So I guess it's good news, but we don't have anyone stopping C. Well, there's a Kurfürst going this way, I'm gonna take a turn and join it, and together, we also still have Viper there, mind you. And together this will hopefully work out. Now there is an Asashio, and honestly the Asashio is very likely going to top our way. Here the Borodino is kind of in cover as is the Massachusetts, so the only torpedo target for the Asashio is myself and the other Kurfürst. Getting in some shots at the broadside Monarch because the turrets were just conveniently looking that way. Now, if I had just waited a little longer, I could have turned those turrets against the Asashio. But the Asashio is smoking and there shouldn't be a reason for it to be detected, so I was honestly expecting it to disappear a lot sooner. It just for some reason keeps going full speed, and that means it's not disappearing inside its smoke. Didn't expect that. Anyway. The Moskva came back, the secondaries got it though. Overall, it's looking pretty decent. Like, we don't really have a big ship's lead, but we do have a big points lead. So all we have to do now is not lose all of our ships. Okay, we can see the submarine ping. So let's drop that with some depth charges. Then I'm gonna go towards the Monarch. Now, yeah, the submarine is going for that Kurfürst. I was just saying I haven't been pinged yet. That's because the submarine is hunting the lower health ship. And that Kurfürst was submarined. Monarch is inside the secondary range now. And obviously we get some primary. Now the submarine is focusing on. I do have my last hydro ready. I'm using it right now. Also, by the way, my idea is if I slow down right now, this sinking ship will potentially protect me from torpedoes, right? Yeah, there they come. So unless my fellow Kurfürst sinks too fast, those hopes will be blocked. Nice, okay, so that worked. Now, since I'm undetected, the submarine will not have an easy time torpedoing me unless it surfaces and... Oh, it's exactly doing that. Well, submarine can just surface and do its own spotting, I guess. Now, that would mean it's not within 6 kilometers, though. I'm also launching my plane, mostly to spot the Monarch, although I guess my Hydro is doing that now. Monarch's coming around this way. That should be relatively easy to deal with. And, oh yeah, there was a destroyer as well. That destroyer has now smoked up and is pummeling me. There is the sub. I suppose the sub knows about Hydro and is deliberately trying to be far enough away. I'm going to use my damage con here. I can dodge those three now that they're no longer homing, but I can't dodge the fourth. I mean, wasn't the worst thing here, and the submarine is either diving or it has left this channel. Now I'm still getting shot at by the destroyer. Not an awful lot I can do about it, but Viper got Torps going towards the smoke, and... Come on, Torps. Solve this... Yes! Problem solved. Okay, now. We are 4 ships against 3. And considering the massive points lead we have, this is looking pretty good. The enemy Asashio, well, I'm the only target the Asashio can still torpedo, which makes the Asashio not a very scary opponent over there. The submarine, though, and the Montana are still an issue. Now, the sub is camping. I have no idea where inside the camp it is. Also, my last Hydro is running its course. That means I will have nothing left to fight the sub in that sense. Well, we all know Hydro can only detect the sub at 2 kilometers if it's diving, but if the sub were, for example, to surface, I could at least spot it at 6 kilometers, right? If the sub needs to do its own spotting, it might be forced to go to the surface, and then Hydro would have been rather valuable. Also, it would help with dodging torpedoes. I mean, they are homing, but still. Oh, it looks like the sub is actually at the surface. Well, I got a brief spotting, but it did dive. Now, not sure about my second depth charge drop here. It was kind of like, I would expect it to maneuver, but maybe it just kept going in a straight line. I got 1 hit, but that's all. Maybe I should have expected it to just keep going straight. I suppose it doesn't know that I don't have Hydro, so there's no reason to turn towards me. If it turns towards me, it could have lined up a potentially devastating torpedo attack, I suppose. Be that as it may. The good news is, the sub currently has nobody spotting for it, and I can just sail into B here. Monarch is spotted, might be able to get a hit here through this island. There is a nice convenient camp in this island, I just need to go a little bit further. Also, I have no idea where the Asashio is. We just lost our sub. It's 3 against 3 now, we still have the points though. And the sub, I think, still has fish going on. Oh, Monarch is broadside as well, it's eating fish. And will that be enough? Yes, it will. And that's a Kraken. That's a Kraken. So the sub's Torps arrive. Okay, so what this sub did... Oh, now it's visible. Now what this sub apparently did is it first launched the Torps, then it surfaced and it wanted to ping afterwards. But it pinged too late. And I got it. So satisfying. Well, That's one sub dealt with. And it just leaves the Asasio. Now at this point, I gotta say, I'm detected by the Asasio, but you know, it's way too late. You know, if this Asasio kept spotting for the sub would have had a much easier time in sinking me. It wouldn't have needed to go to the surface, and might even have got me. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit because, you know, nothing of much note is going to happen anymore. We know there is an Asasio, we know it's not that close, and I'm dodging. See, I'm dodging torpedoes by not doing anything. That's the best way to dodge torpedoes. And one more set to go? Exactly. Perfect. Just perfect. And now we win on points. Which brings us to the results. This was a pretty fun Kurfürst game. It started out pretty funny, and it worked out very well overall, I guess. I even managed to get 6 kills, so that's nice. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this one, and I'll see you next time.